Today we're going to talk about sexuality, society, shame, pornography, and responsibility. Okay. So, regardless of your nationality, your race, your faith, ethnicity, whatever, every society has certain expectations when it comes to sexuality. And most of these are completely unrealistic, right? So some societies discourage masturbation, others forbid premarital sex, and some even shame men if they're not a certain age and still not in a committed relationship with a woman. Our society's standards are so high that most of us live in fear of expressing our sexual desires or of intimacy, right? And if we express those things, we can certainly be expected to be judged by those around us. However, this has another effect because when you're faced with unrealistic expectations, you have a tendency to have weak commitment and responsibility. You have a tendency to overpromise and underdeliver. But does that mean that you're clear of the responsibility? Let me talk a little bit about that first of all. Let's say that when you get married, for instance, you were already addicted to pornography and your wife found out. Whose fault is that, right? Would you actually take responsibility, or would you be likely to blame someone else for your addiction? Those who are struggling with this behavior know. Or another example, let's say you don't know how to build intimacy with a woman and get to sex, or you can't get a girlfriend. Whose fault is that? Well, as much expectations and shame as you've endured from your culture, your parents, or your society, the uncomfortable truth is that it's no one's fault but your own. Like, I was born into a very conservative family. Right? I was promised hellfire and brimstone if I dared to masturbate or have premarital sex. Right? At least that's how I felt anyway. So naturally, the expectations placed on me created immense shame when it came to my porn abuse, right? However, all of this had no role to play in my life ever since I took full responsibility for my actions. I stopped making commitments I couldn't keep, and I stayed away from promising anything which I knew did not align with what I wanted from life. You see, your first and foremost obligation is to yourself. And when it comes to your life, I mean, you can put the blame on everyone else and the ridiculous standards that society imposed on you. But in the end, the only way to move forward and start your journey towards recovery is to let go of all those excuses and become responsible for the direction that you are taking in life.